Today I'm going to be showing you a super easy method to beat the ancient dragon Sanesseax inside of Elden Ring. So first things first, we need to go back onto the regular map and we need to go down here to this merchant shack. It can be any merchant shack, but this one sells arrows and we're going to need a lot of arrows for this method. We're also going to need a bow and a crossbow, and I'll explain a bit more in a second. But essentially you want to go to this merchant here and you need at least 300 arrows. That's my recommendation, is having 300. I'd recommend having regular ones, having these serpent ones because they have poison, and then you can have some bolts as well, and he sells all three of them. So now once you've gone ahead and grabbed those, I'd recommend going to the table of lost grace and upgrading your bow and your crossbow. So when I went here, mine were level 1, both of them, and I strengthened them up to level 8 for the bow and was level 8 for the crossbow as well. Now obviously the higher you go, the easier and quicker it's going to be, but these were realistically fine, and it just takes longer if they're not as good. So now we can head down to the dragon itself. It doesn't really matter the way you get there, but I'll show you the positioning that you kind of need to go to when you're there. Now at first I thought you might be able to kill him while he's sleeping, but I haven't found any spots to do that. But essentially what you want to do is come to this ridge over here, and this is where the method's going to go ahead and take place. So you want to run through there, don't bother attacking him at first, just go down to this ridge here. So the base premise of this method is when the dragon goes too far over this ridge here, he's going to go ahead and despawn and go back to the center point, and it basically means you can evade all of his attacks very easily. And then when he goes back to his main point, his health will stay the same. So you can go down here, shoot him with your bow, and then he's going to disappear like this, and he's going to go back to that middle spot. So what you want to go ahead and do is make sure you've equipped the serpent bows first, in my opinion, as these do lingering damage. And just make sure you've got, 100 arrows at least so that we can do this. And what you want to do is just go over the ridge each time, like I'm doing here, and just go ahead, lock on, and shoot him. Now it's going to be a very tedious method. It can take a long time. I think it took me about 10 minutes, including getting the resources here. But you just want to go ahead and shoot him, and he's going to come over the ridge, and you don't want to get too greedy with it. So you want to wait till he's over the ridge like this, and then you kind of want to roll away to the safe zone here. You see this attack here, this one is not going to hurt you with the lightning bolts. The one that will hurt you is the fire, and if he comes down there and hits you, that will also hurt you. So make sure that you're out of the way of those ones. But you'll notice that down here there's like a specific rock that he gets to, and once he gets to it, he just despawns and goes back to the middle. So you just want to go back and forth and repeat this process tons and tons of times until you take away all his damage. Now as I said, it's a pretty tedious method, but to be honest, it's going to be quicker than fighting him if you're trying to battle him, because he is quite difficult. But really the strategy is just to make sure you don't get too greedy, because if you do, then he might be able to get you and then you've wasted all that time. But you can see here, I'm on my final few shots, and I go ahead and finish him here, and I get the items required to continue with the dragon method. That's basically how you go ahead and do it. So if you enjoyed the video and found it useful, be sure to like and subscribe, comment down below that it helped, and let me know if there's any other videos you'd like me to make about Elden Ring or any other game in particular. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.